Sir, recently in Kevadia, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was speaking about Azadi Ka Amrit Kal and spoke of law being accessible to all Indians. Are you looking at a system where law is accessible in regional languages? Because why should cases only be argued in English in higher judiciary?
There are two issues when we talk about law and the justice system itself. Now, law is equal for everyone. I give you an example. Why everybody goes to a more renowned lawyer, or why some of the lawyers charge very high fees, exorbitant fees. Some of the lawyers, they charge 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs per hearing. Can common man afford these fees? Does that mean that who pays more gets better justice? Does that mean some of the lawyers who charge high fees are better access to the judges? Are some lawyers who speak better language? Sorry. Some of the lawyers who has a better command about English can deliver faster justice? You have to think about it. Justice is all about presenting the facts and then get the justice from the judges. In the high courts, tell me in Andhra Pradesh, why not Telugu be the colloquial language for the court? In Maharashtra, why not Marathi? Why not Assamese in Assam? So the colonial mindset has gripped all over our head. People think that you can speak better English, you can get better justice. I want the courts should be accessible to everyone from everywhere. Supreme Court of India is a Supreme Court of India. It is not a Supreme Court of Delhi. So if the lawyers who are staying in Delhi are only getting better access to Supreme Court, then we have to think about it. Now Supreme Court is going live streaming. Some of the high courts have gone live streaming. I have told them, politicians, we have to go back to the people every 5 years. If people give us mandate, we will serve the society. People don't give us mandate, we will stay in opposition. Judges don't face election, but judges are being watched. The judges are also being scrutinized closely now. That is why some of the high courts, I have already requested the Chief Justice, please allow the lower courts to argue in local court. We have technology, instant translation is there. Why not? And very soon, I am of the opinion that in Supreme Court also, we should create the provision for the translation, and lawyers must be allowed to argue in their comfortable local dialects and languages.
Interesting. Sir, the government is also seen as the biggest litigant. So when you say number of cases need to be reduced, why does the government file so many cases if you want to reduce the number of cases?
No, this is a critical question which you are asking. Suppose if an officer do not take a position, then the court should not also summon him. Courts only say that why did not the particular officer act? So with a fair, every officer wants that any adverse decision should be appealed. We give protection to the officers if you do good work. But if the courts question on every action or inaction, then what will officers do? They will always put up the file before the minister saying that, sir, we must appeal this case.
So shouldn't there be a mechanism to deal with this so that the government doesn't become the biggest litigant in the country?
We have a strong mechanism. We have a litigation policy. Ever since Modi ji took over, the inter-ministerial consultations are happening at much faster intervals. We are working together. And also, we have passed certain directions, for example, for finance ministry. Similar cases should not be appealed. Once there is a similar case, then it should be stopped completely. I have also had many times had a consultation with other ministries also, and we are very clear that government being the a party to almost half of the cases pending, I think that also should come down, and government has to take certain drastic measures.
What changes are you bringing to the sedition law? Because is it time for this law to go, or do you want to bring changes to it, and what changes?
We told the Honorable Supreme Court that government is thinking about changing the provision of sedition law. Despite that, the Supreme Court struck down the provisions of the sedition law. I was very upset about it. These are the matters which really upsets me. If we are adamant on any subject, we are not listening to the judiciary, then judiciary can come down heavily. When we have already stated that we are taking a review, we will come back with a better provision. This is all provisions of law, which we are re-looking into it. Despite that, if the pronouncement comes from the court, definitely it is not a good thing. That is why I reacted that time also. There is a Lakshman Rekha for everybody. Let us not cross the Lakshman Rekha in the interest of the nation.